kind of nice. Now let me get my camera back down. All right. Inhale through the nose. Try to allow that breath to come in and really start working that body open. Open it up. We want to take that breath in and expand throughout the body. How do I get rid of that? There we go. I think that's pretty clear. That's recording. Okay, inhale through the, expand the chest, rib cage up and out. Remember, we have ribs in the back too, so don't just hold it right here. Try to feel it throughout the whole body. And then again, get the belly breathing is really what our goal is, and to have that feel, natural. It's got a purpose, right? We're trying to get that oxygen deep into the body, but the exhalations are important too. So we really focus on that inhale, but on those exhalations, as you're exhaling through the nose, make sure that you are feeling like you are letting that tension go, whatever that might be, wherever you might hold it. Maybe you hold it in little places that you don't even think about. Maybe your hands are clenched, your jaw could be clenched, your face could be tight. So just keeping that in mind as you start moving, constantly checking in with ourselves, constantly checking in and noticing, are we starting to, is that tension building back up? At any point during our practice today, you can always take a break, rest if you need to, take it to that next level if you're really feeling strong or you've got a lot of energy today. Trying to always listen to your body and kind of gauge where you want to go with it. Every practice is different. We could do the same exact thing every week, and it would still feel different based on how you're feeling today. So we want to make sure that we listen to our bodies every time and do what they tell us. Don't push it if your body's giving you a little signal that something's not exactly where, it's not ready to go there, right? So we've been on our back for a couple minutes now. The breathing should be pretty, I don't want to say effortless, but it should feel very rhythmic, and we don't have to think about it constantly. But when we get into some poses, I'm going to ask you to really reconnect with that breath. Maybe you're able to do that the whole time, but if not, there'll be points where I'm going to want you to really get into that breath again and see if you can take it just a little further in those poses. So the shoulders are nice and wide. We're going to lengthen that neck. Bring the arms alongside when everything's feeling comfortable. I'm going to have my heels lined up with the center of the hips, the backside, the glutes. All right. And you're just going to feel that little curve in the back most of us have. We're not actively pushing it down right now. Just let it happen. Again, still feeling that breath coming in, opening up, getting all the way to that belly, exhaling, letting that tension go. So on that next inhale, if you feel ready, you're going to take the arms overhead. We're doing that overhead stretch on the inhale. Move things out of the way if you feel them in the way, like my block. The exhale comes as we're bringing the arms back down. So we're trying to make those movements match up, right? But we're not going to change our breathing. That is our focus, first and foremost. The movement is just happening, and it's happening in, what would that be, in coordination with the breathing. So I don't want to think about it. I just want to let it happen. Arms are going to reach up and they're going to come back down as I exhale. Not really any resting time here, right? All right, two more. Now I'm going to show you something a little different. Stay with that, but if you've got some room on either side of you, I'm going to scooch a tiny bit this way. We're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to go up on the inhale. And on the exhale, I'm going to bring my arms alongside, palms open, until I get back to the mat, and then I place them alongside me. And right away, I'm ready to inhale again, reach up and over. My palms are open. Now, if you want to turn the palms to the floor sooner, do what is going to feel most comfortable for you on those shoulders. If this angel arm, or would this be like snow angel, right? If that doesn't feel good on your shoulders, you're just going to keep going over the head and back down as we always do. This is just a little option if you want to just work the shoulders a little differently. And again, as soon as they come back to the mat, I'm ready to go again. This is another good one for that shoulder range of motion. You can do this standing up, excuse me, at a wall, like with the wall behind you, and do those snow angel arms. All right, let's do the last one here. Now open those arms at shoulder height, right? Just make kind of like a T across the body, and you can have the palms down or up. This really just depends on what's comfortable. If you need to lower the arms a little bit, then do that. But we're going to take a breath in. On the exhale, I'm going to let my head drop to the right, just my right ear kind of going down toward the mat. As I inhale, bring the face back up to center, and then exhale, I'm going to drop it to the left. So I'm going to go right and left a couple times, and again, to see how your neck is feeling. Are you noticing any tension, any tightness? Inhale, and exhale. And again, inhale, and exhale. We're going to do a couple more. All right, now I'm going to bring the head back up. I'm going to keep my eyes up. Now I'm just going to let the knees kind of do the same thing. So don't try to keep the knees and hips together on this one. You know how we keep the feet parallel, and we just kind of let the knees move separately, right, as they go over to each side. So we're going to inhale, exhale, drop them right. You can see how my knees are not together. Maybe you can't see very well. I'm wearing black pants. I thought these would be a lot more colorful than they actually are on screen. Inhale up. Exhale, we drop them to the left. So we're just doing it for that exhale. Inhale, bringing it back up. Exhale, right. So I go to the outside edge of my right foot, inside edge of my left foot, and notice how far apart the knees are. Inhale up. Exhale, now when I go to the left, it's the opposite. Outside edge left, inside edge right. Inhale up. We're going to go one more right and left. I really like this one because it just feels, it hits the hips and the glutes and even the lower back so differently than when we do those twists together, and bring it back up. All right, lift the hips, make sure you're in that bent knees pose. Go ahead and bring those arms alongside you again. I'm going to scoot back to the middle of my mat. Still got those feet and knees parallel to each other. Inhale, go up overhead. This time on the exhale, we're going to pull that right knee in. We're going to keep it here just for a breath or two. On the exhale, we can add a little bit more pull, pulling that knee toward us. Now inhale, go back overhead, right foot goes down. Exhale, left knee in. Same thing. We'll be here for 2 to 3 breaths. So on the exhale, inhale here. Exhale, maybe pulling that knee a little closer. And inhale, reach overhead. Let's go right and left one more time. Again, just about 3 breaths here. Starting to let that leg relax more, feeling it up in the back of the leg and the hip. Inhale, reach overhead, foot goes down. Exhale, left knee in. All right, inhale, arms overhead, left foot down. Now go back to that right knee. We're going to keep the knee in now. We're going to stay on the right for a little while. Pull that knee in. Now right away, I want you to work on the hip today. So I want you to start to take that knee away from you, kind of away from the midline, bring it back in. Do a couple of those. You can have the hand on it or not, but I do want you to try to keep the left hip on the mat. Sometimes we kind of aren't so worried about the hips when we're getting range of motion, but right now I do want that left hip to stay here, and just see how far that right knee can open. And then you're going to start those circles. You're going to pull the knee toward me and move it away in a half circle and bring it back up. I can also go a little across the midline if I want a bigger circle, but the half circle is fine too. Couple more. All right, and then of course we have to go the other way. So whichever way you started, go the other way, and let the knee start the movement, right? Wherever you take the knee, everything's connected. So it's gonna all get loosened up a little bit. All right, so if that right hip feels a little warmed up, extend the right foot up and start out by flexing and then pointing the foot. You don't have to straighten the knee here. You can keep it nice and relaxed if that feels better. All right, and then start circling that ankle around. Okay, a couple times, more than a couple. Circling both ways. So we've warmed the hip up, we've warmed the foot and ankle up. What I want to work on today is we're going to do that reclined pigeon. So let's start out by, let's go into our thread the needle. So this is going to start to open that hip more. Push that right knee away right here. And then you can also, if you like, bring that left foot up and take the hands or a strap under it. Sorry, I'm trying to get my little hair thing ready here. So here or here, but I'm going to focus on pressing that knee out. So when we get into that reclined pigeon, our goal is to try to have the lower leg more horizontal across the body, while keeping the hips on the mat. All right, so think about that. We want to make sure that we're not pulling the foot in, but kind of trying to maybe using a little bit of leverage with the hands to press that out. So let's get, what we're going to do is take the hands and kind of heels of the hands go on the inside of the lower leg. The palms go across the shin bone, and then the fingers are on the outside, right? So I'm going to hold that leg here as I slowly stretch my left side or left leg out. Now I'm going to try to pull that lower leg so it gets more horizontal, but listen to your limitations, right? Listen to your body. I know that I can't go as deep into these two poses or into the pigeon pose as a lot of people, because I've got those bionic hips to deal with. So my range of motion is pretty much here, but we can add a little bit. I'm not pushing, I am kind of pulling and letting this knee keep driving away from me. So again, whatever's a good angle for you here. All right, so go from reclined pigeon to knee pulling straight into the chest. We're going to keep this left leg all the way out. And now I'm going to open that right arm, take a breath in, and then I prepare with that inhale. As I exhale, I pull that knee across. Don't let that foot go lower, right? The foot's right inside that other leg. And just now we're getting the outside of the hip. And then we'll roll onto the back again. Let's bring both those knees in for a moment. Give that lower back a little break here. All right, we're going to start all over again. We're going to come to that bent knees pose. All right, get everything in place. Arms right next to you. Take a full breath in and out here. And then next inhale, arms go overhead. Exhale, bring that left knee in. So now we're going to work on that left leg a little bit. We'll just hold the knee in first. All right, so we start out with that knee moving away and then back in. And again, we have to try to keep that right hip on the mat. So I'm not going to let it roll with me, right? I'm going to just see how far the knee goes while keeping my hips anchored here. Again, use the hand if that helps you. And then from here we start those little circles. It can be a full or a half circle. This is, again, just moving the knee around and then seeing how that feels up in the hip. And again, of course, we always want to go the opposite way too. All right. You're feeling like that left hip is nice and warmed up now. We'll extend the foot up, flexing the left foot and then pointing. Work through that foot and ankle a bit. Circling that ankle. All right. And then a little extension here. And then we'll go into thread the needle first. Let's work on the angle of that hip. So pressing the knee out. Remember, you've got the option of thread the needle with the other foot up, binding those hands underneath, or use a strap or towel if you'd like. I'm just going to stay here today. I know I need all that extra help I can on this reclined pigeon pose. It was actually 1 year ago today that I had my hip replacement surgery on the left. I just happened to notice the date this morning. It's amazing. It actually went really fast. Like, I feel like it was just done a few months back. Okay, here we go. Reclined pigeon. So take those hands across that lower leg, hold on to it, and then let that right leg stretch all the way out. And then start to gently work that lower leg more horizontally if you can. You know, we have to be realistic with what our bodies can do. And sometimes you think like, well, why do I think that I have to be at this level, right? Like, you know, it's really good to have goals, but then there are times when I'm just like thankful that I can move as much as I can now, and just hope that I can keep that level of, you know, activity and flexibility and range of motion, and hope it stays like that, or maybe gets a little bit better, but, you know, not expecting it to, not feeling like, you know what, it's not worth it unless I get to a certain level. All right, so I'm in that reclined pigeon. Hopefully that feels pretty good. And then let's just go ahead and take the knee straight into the chest, right? We've got that right leg still extended, so the hip flexor is getting to lengthen here. And then you're getting ready to go into that twist. So the right hand's gonna stay here. Open that left arm as you inhale. Exhale, pull that left knee over to the right. So as you take it across, again, remember keeping this foot tucked into the inside of that right knee. As I twist, I'm going to really work to keep my left shoulder down. All right, one more inhale, exhale here. Now come onto the back again, bring both knees in. Now you can either roll over and push yourself up, or if you want to use a little bit of momentum, rock yourself up and come on, join us now on the mat on hands and knees. Pull my hair out of the way. So coming onto all fours, we do it so automatically. Make sure that you do notice that you have everything lined up the best way you can, right? So it's better for the joints to be aligned, but also gives us more strength. My arms are way out here. I am not as strong as if my hands are directly under my shoulders. Knees are under the hips. So you should kind of look like a four-legged table. Pull the shoulders from the ears. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Feel the belly move out here, even though you're facing the mat. Exhale, keep the back straight, but try to pull that belly in. Think of your belly button as being tucked up into the back. Inhale, lengthen again. Belly expands. Exhale, tighten it up. You're not really seeing anything move yet. Now inhale, cow pose. I'm going to lift that tailbone a little more, lift my chest in the front. Exhale, arching into cat pose. Inhale, coming into cow pose. Exhale, arching up into cat pose. You've got some time to work through these two. I'm going to do a couple more. I'm going to give you more time if you want to stay with it. But as I come to my straight back this time, I'm going to start to do my happy dog. So I just like to think of it as swinging my hips toward my right as I look over my right shoulder. I inhale as I straighten the back. I exhale as I curve other way, look over the left shoulder toward pulling my hips toward the left. So just think of that parentheses in your head, what we're trying to achieve with our spine. So we exhale into the curve, inhale, straighten, exhale, curve the other way, inhale, straighten. So I'm going to do one more right, inhale, middle, one more left, inhale, middle, exhale, child's pose. So let those hips drop back, grab props if they help you here. Be comfortable so that you could really rest here. It's not one of those like, oh, I hate this one. Open the knees, give yourself some room, bring the arms in, make yourself, kind of a nice little soft, not a ball, but just kind of allowing the whole body to kind of melt down into that mat. We're going to flow just a little bit, but we're going to stand up pretty quickly. So if you need more flow time, then you can take that. So for my child's pose, I'm going to bring the hands not as far forward as I can. Just bring them up, keep the elbows a little soft, and come to your downward dog. Now really press up and back, like someone's coming behind me and pulling me from the hips, lengthening my spine. Your head is just hanging. So you are looking at your feet. How do they look? Do you have them too close together? Too far apart? Or about hip distance? Pedal the feet a little bit. Shift that weight. Couple more. Now inhale, lengthen. Press both heels toward the mat. Move the head gently. Inhale, come into your plank. Lift the heart a little more forward. Exhale, lower. Draw the elbows in, forehead to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Really pull from the upper back here. Exhale all the way back to child's pose. Keep that left arm extended. Take that right arm, palm up, and just kind of slide it under you. We do this sometimes from hands and knees. We're doing it a little bit easier today, just kind of bringing the palm up, trying to bring my right shoulder down toward the mat. The right side of my head resting on the mat. You could actually go forehead down also. All right, bring that arm back. Keep the right arm forward. Take that left hand palm up. Slide it under, kind of under the chest. See if you can get down on that left shoulder. Same thing. I'm going to look to the right. I'm going to come onto the left side of my head, but you could stay forehead down. I find I can get a little lower if I turn my head to the side versus here. All right, coming back to downward dog preparation. So arms are forward. Come to that downward dog again. Inhale, plank. Modify it if you like. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. I'm going to keep my arms extended, but you can tuck them in if you like. We're going to come up on this next one. Like I said, we weren't going to do too much. We'll do a little bit of sun salutation from standing. And remember, you can modify those if you need to. If that's not your preferred way of flowing and getting in and out of those poses, feel free to do what you need to. All right, come to downward dog. Here we're going to focus on that breathing again. Once you're here, 3 more full breath cycles. So inhale, exhale. 2 more on your own. When you're ready, walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Have blocks ready if you think you might need them. Forward fold. Rolling up the first time, let the head stay heavy. Once you're upright, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart. Roll the shoulders up and back. Inhale, bring the hands up. Look towards your hands. Press the palms together. Bring them to your heart. And bring them alongside. So finding that perfect mountain pose. I'm going to turn my fan on. It's a little warm. There we go. Okay. So as I said, we're going to do sun salutations here. Again, you can use your hands and knees to transition if going in and out of downward dog a lot is just a bit more than you want to do. All right, here we go. Next inhale, get as tall as you can. Bring those palms together. Exhale, follow those hands down. Come into your forward bend again. Inhale, halfway lift, using hands, legs, blocks, whatever you need to. Extend that back forward. Extend the arms if you can. Stay here, inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Step back to your plank again, however you want to get there. Inhaling as we get there. Exhale, lower. Now you can come all the way down. Inhale to cobra and push back. You can go from your plank about halfway down. Inhale into that upward dog. Exhale into downward dog right away. And any combo of those is going to work for you. 3 breaths here. Move if you need to. Feel that body. How's it doing? Come back to the top of your mat. Forward bend. Halfway lift. Forward bend again. Exhale. Inhale back up. Exhale to mountain pose. Roll the shoulders up and back again. Full breath in and out here. Inhale, arms up. Now you can roll down, follow the hands. You can open, lead with your heart, dive forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Again, extending the back. Even though we might have our hands in front to support us, make sure that the shoulders aren't rounding toward each other. Can you see that? Versus pulling them apart. Again, extend the arms back if you like. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward bend. Back to plank. Inhale here. Exhale, go through your vinyasa here. What's going to feel the best? Finishing in downward dog at some point. Come back to the top of your mat, forward bend. Halfway lift. Forward bend, all the way back up to mountain pose. All right, as we get into that 3rd cycle, we are going to start to add some poses. So again, listen to your body. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Halfway lift. Extend. Inhale. Forward bend. Exhale, step back to your plank. Here we go. Through that vinyasa one more time at your own pace, at your own level. When you get to that downward dog, here's where we start to transition. Right foot steps forward. Left foot comes in. Come up. Try to find your warrior 1. Not quite there. Adjust your feet, adjust your body. Bring the arms up when you're ready. Come into that warrior one. Cactus arms, palms forward, elbows line up the shoulders, energize, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Lift your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, downward dog. A breath or two. I'm gonna stay here when I do left. Eventually, when we stay longer, I will be turning to the other side. But for now, let's step that left foot forward. Bring that right foot in. Make your way up to that warrior one. Cactus arms again. Energize, work that upper back. Feel that energy, tilt the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, downward dog. Now, if you need a little bit more, you can go through that vinyasa again. Go to child's pose, take a rest if you need it, or you can stay with me. Now, I am gonna be working right side only at this point, doing a bit, and then I'll turn around the other way when we try to do the left. Let's see here. Come to that downward dog. Take one more full breath in and out. Now, let's try to find that warrior two from downward dog. So as I bring my right foot forward, I'm gonna put it more in the middle of my mat. And I'm gonna line that back foot up. And then as I come up, I'm opening to the side of my mat. And then again, I can always take a look, see how it feels and how it looks, and adjust if I need to. So really keeping that body open to the left. Come to side angle pose. Lean into this leg, left arm up. You want to extend it? Go for that if you like. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. From here, downward dog. So I want to turn everything, face the front. As I come down, bring the hands down, step back to downward dog. Let me flip around. All right, so we're in our downward dog. Again, now I know what's going to happen. I'm going to bring that left foot and center it more in the middle of my mat. I'm going to turn that back foot. As I come up, I'm opening my body to that side of my mat, wherever you are. Looking over the left fingertips eventually. And then side angle pose. Use that front leg, that strong upper leg to support the body weight. Reach up. Side angle pose. Extended variation. Inhale back up. Warrior two. Reverse warrior, take the palm up, bring the arm up and curve, but try to not come out of that lunge. Wherever you had that knee bent, try to stay there. Back to warrior two. And then we have to go back down. We have to turn the body, bend the legs, bring the hands down, step back to downward dog. Now again, I'm going to give you a moment if you want to drop those knees down, take a little rest. I'm going to get a little drink. One more sequence, right and left, adding on just a little bit. All right, so when you're ready, come to your downward dog again. All right, step forward. We're going to come into that warrior two again. Lots of practice on that today. So step forward, right. That one didn't work quite as well as I wanted. Make your way up, finding that warrior two. Side angle pose again, either variation. Make sure this back knee doesn't start to get weak. Get that leg pressing down and back. Inhale, warrior two. Stay there, exhale. Reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. Now, we're gonna add from here, I want you to turn to warrior one. So turn, square it up, get those feet back apart. Inhale, bring that left heel up. Come a little deeper into a high lunge, a crescent moon lunge if you can. Inhale here, exhale, rotate to the right. So don't lean too far forward. Try to keep that body upright in the middle. Inhale back to the front. Exhale, downward dog. 3 breaths here. Again, vinyasa time, resting time. For me, turning around to the other side. And then coming into that downward dog if you're not there yet. Join when you are ready. Coming to our warrior two from here again. So left foot forward. Line that back foot up. Open as you come up. Look over the left hand. Side angle pose. Back to warrior two. Reverse warrior. Warrior two. Now, warrior one, when you're ready, turn, square it up to the front of the mat again. Bring that right heel up, crescent moon lunge. Inhale here, exhale, rotate to the left. Right fingertips reach forward, left hand reaches behind you. Again, not leaning too much, try to be more upright and twisting through the middle. Inhale back to the front, exhale, downward dog. Now I want everybody to go through that vinyasa. Inhale, plank, exhale, lower. Cobra or upward dog. Back to child's pose. Even if you're going to get into that downward dog, I want everyone to come into child's pose. Bring the arms in, cushion your forehead, or bring the arms back here along the legs, bring your forehead all the way down, and really take a rest here. That was a lot of work. All right, we're going to transition from that. Come to your downward dog and then walk yourself to the top of the mat again. Come into that forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale all the way back up. I want you to come back to your mountain pose and I want you to rest in mountain pose. So you're thinking, well, I'm standing. How can I really rest? We're just focusing on the breathing again. We're feeling how the body's feeling. We are in our mountain pose. We're grounded, we're lifted, we're open. But you shouldn't be tense, right? Let that breath come in and out. Let it keep your mind clear for now. Try to not start thinking about too much. All right. Let's have some blocks ready. Hopefully you do. We're going to come into that balancing warrior, or warrior three. We're going to come into it from our forward bend. We're going to set it up that way. Feel free to move to the wall if you like. Let's just give it a try. Let's just see. And we can do it supported the whole time. We do not have to ever take our hands off of the blocks. Now, inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, dive into that forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. You have to have your hands on a block or the floor. You really can't do this with your hands on the legs. Now, I'm going to take my block a little lower. Keep that block nice and straight. Let's start with right foot staying down, left leg coming up. How does that feel? I'm not lifting my hip. My toes are pointing sort of to the mat, if that makes sense. They're not pointing, but they're the heels pressing away. Try to straighten that right knee. Again, I can float those arms up. Great. If I'm wobbly, I take them back down. Bring the left foot down. Grab opposite elbows and hang for a moment. Now, if you need your head to be back up above the heart for a minute, go ahead and roll up. Hang out here. Get that blood going again. And then you can try the other side when you're ready. We're going to stay on this end of the mat, though. All right, so if you're in that forward bend, you need to set it up, first of all, right? We need the halfway lift. We need to get strong and straight again. Take the other leg up. Lift it up. See how it feels. Start straightening that support leg more. I'm not as balanced on this side, so I'm going to do one arm and then the other, and then maybe take my arms up. I've got a wall here. I can rest my fingertips there. All right, find that balance if you can. If not, hands stay down, and then bring that foot down, and again, grab opposite elbows. Hang there for a minute. All right. Roll it up. All right, arms up, hands to the heart, back to mountain pose. We have time for one more pose? Yes, we do. All right, today I'm going to give you the option of doing tree pose, chair pose, balancing chair. What else could we do? We could balance with one leg in front, bent or extended. We could take it to the side, right? I want you to just pick a pose, do each side. Again, at the wall, doorway, right in the middle of your mat. I'm going to give you time to do it. I'm just going to hang out here. I think I'm just going to do tree pose today. I think we did it last week, but we'll just, or maybe that was the eagle, I can't remember. Either way, you've got time to work on one. Maybe you want to do that balancing warrior again. Go for that. I'm just going to stay here and work on tree pose. I'm not even going to talk you through it. We all know what little things we can work on. So maybe you're already there. Pick a leg you want to start on. Find your focal point, whatever that might be. At least give yourself some time to be in the pose. And then when you're ready, when you start the other side, do bring yourself back to mountain pose, even just for one breath. Really, really good to rebalance everything. And then setting up the other side when you're ready. Every once in a while, the balance just works. Who knows why? If only we knew the secret for every time, right? Maybe your balancing is better at home. You know, less distractions around you, as it used to be in our big class. If you've done both sides and you're feeling satisfied with what you did, come on back to the top of the mat. Gonna make our way back down. Let's roll the shoulders back, and while we're here, let's work through the neck a little bit. So we're going to lower that chin, exhale, inhale to one shoulder, Exhale down. Imagine as if you had a little piece of chalk under the chin, and you would just be drawing a little half circle here from one shoulder down to right below collarbone, and then up to that other shoulder. So this is just some time to work out that tension in the back of the neck. And then come to center. Lift the chin up. Now I want you to look up in front of you without pinching the back of your neck, right? If I look directly over, I have my hand back here, I feel my neck pinching my finger. I don't want that. I want to lift my chin up, stretching the front a little bit, but keeping the back of the neck long. So drop the chin down. Inhale, lift it center or just a little higher, gazing up. One more time down. Inhale, lifting up. And then eyes back to center, full breath in and out. And then inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. I want you to slowly walk yourself back to that plank, inhaling as you get there. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog one last time. And then go into that downward dog for the last time. Now, instead of going to child's pose, I'm going to have you bring the knees down, and very quickly we're going to extend the legs in front of it, coming into a seated position here. So get those bones directly grounding you on the mat, right? We feel them evenly under us, sitting tall, arms up, inhale. Forward bend, exhale. Inhale, keep working it. Don't just get here and go, well, where I am. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, ease forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, moving forward. So I'm thinking about getting my chest down onto the thighs. And slowly come out of that. Bring those hands right behind you. I'm going to have you try tabletop. And if this is a hard one for you, you don't have to do it. You can always just do that chest lift here. But what's nice about tabletop is, I'm turning my hands the wrong way for a minute. Don't do it at this angle. But if you can get your chest and hips up at about the same height as your knees and shoulders, you get a really great stretch in front of the shoulders and the hips. So it takes some strength to get there, I know that, but even if you just come up, feel the stretch, drop the hips back down, inhale, exhale, and then try it a couple times. I'm going to stay a little bit longer and try to show you where I'm feeling it. So again, we're going to have the feet parallel, lined up with those knees. Hands are right behind us. They're pretty much under the shoulders though, maybe slightly out. So as I inhale, think of lifting the body up, but also think of pressing energy into the mat, into the hands, into the feet. Here we go. Inhale, exhale here. Inhale, press down, lift those hips up. Now if I can push up, you feel that stretch in front of the shoulders. I can even shift my weight forward tiny bit. Feel this in the feet, the heels, and bring those hips back down. If you need to take the hands up and circle the wrists, do that. We've got one more to go here. Again, if it's not feeling great, you're just going to do another chest expansion. This is so good. It's a bit of a back bend, so it's really good on working that upper body, right? We're like this all the time, so now we're trying to take it the other way. If you're going to join me on the tabletop, get those feet a little closer in so the knees are bent, and whenever you're ready, lifting up, inhale, push those hips up, pull the shoulders apart, feel that stretch across the front of your chest. Inhale while you're up, exhale, drop the hips, stretch the legs out, inhale, reach the arms up, forward bend last time here. All right, so you can roll down from here. You can turn on your side and come down. If you have trouble rolling down with both knees, keep one leg straight, pull this other knee in and see if you can roll down like that. Easy, easy. Then once I get down, I can pull both knees back in. That should feel good on the back right away. Rock it a little bit, side to side. Circle it around. Take both feet up after you've rolled that back a few times each way. Flex and point the feet. Circle the ankles. I like to circle them together. And then circle the other way. But then, you know, my favorite thing is making the feet, making our brains work, right? So maybe you do them opposite each other. Does that make sense? Right? Or flex and point opposite, or just make them each do something crazy. You know, another one that I used to do with one of my groups, my older people, was writing letters with our feet, right? Writing your name. Again, just anything to make you work the feet and ankles as much as possible. All right, let's go into that happy baby. So take the legs apart. Now you can just take the knees apart here and kind of support behind the legs and just relax. You can let the feet relax down. You can take the feet and press them up as you're pulling those knees apart. You can grab the big toes. Maybe you can grab the edges of your feet. This is just whatever feels good for you. I mean, babies might do it a different time every way. You can do it a different time every way. But the whole thing is just kind of allowing our bodies to open up here, noticing what might feel tight. Can you use your breathing to help you let that go a little bit? All right, and then we're going to bring the legs back together. Knees are touching. Open those arms. If you want to ease into the twisting, bring your feet down to the mat. You can keep them centered or go off center a bit. But open the arms so you've got a little room to work here. Take a breath in. When you're ready, exhale, twist those knees to the right. Working that left shoulder open. I'm going to look toward my left hand. Get a little bit for the neck here. Now we're going to change it up just a little bit. So right now we've got those knees twisting over, right? I want you to keep that bottom leg bent. I want you to roll onto the right arm and just reach back and see if you can grab that left foot. If not, let's just go ahead and stay in the double knee twist, right? But if you can do a quick little hip flexor stretch here, grab that foot, pull the heel towards you. And then go back into the twist, open that left arm, and then inhale, bring the knees back up. Roll it back a little bit. We're going to go to the other side, so open the arms if you're ready. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist the knees to the left. Right arm pressing down, looking to the right. Again, so you've got the knees bent quite a bit here. Keep that left leg where it is. Roll onto the left arm. Pull that right heel up behind you if you can. And again, if you can't, no biggie. You don't have to scramble and get a strap or anything. Just stay in the twist. I thought starting earlier would also be a benefit that I wouldn't have to hear my Roomba moving around outside, but apparently she's decided to take it an early shift as well, and I hope she doesn't come banging into the door while we're in Savasana, but what can you do? All right, into the twist again. Open those arms. Inhale, back up. Bring those knees in. Roll the back a little bit. Let's go into that single leg twist. We've got some time to do that. Oop, barely, but we're going to do it. Left knee in, right leg all the way down this time. All right, whenever you're ready, exhale, twist, pull the knee across. Still working that opposite shoulder down. And inhale, come back up. Knees in again, getting ready to do that other leg. So the right leg stays in, left leg goes all the way out. And whenever you're ready, single leg twist over to the left with that right knee. All right, inhale, bring the knees back up. This is our last one, rolling that back a little bit. Let's just take the legs all the way out here, stretch them out nice and long. Bring the arms overhead or as far over as you can get. You can V them out a little bit if you like, but as you breathe in, lengthen everything, let it all stretch. As you exhale, let it all relax. As you relax, you want to take at least a breath or two here, right? We don't want to immediately go into that next stretch. So just kind of see, let the feet flop open, the hands relax, palms are open. And then when we inhale again, we engage, right? So we lengthen and stretch it all as the breath comes in. On the exhale, again, just kind of letting the body open naturally and rest here. And one more time, inhale, stretch. And exhale, now we're going to bring those arms lower, taking the legs apart maybe if this is your favorite Savasana. It's definitely mine, but some people do like to have the legs elevated for a bit. They like to grab a bolster or blanket, whatever you need. Moving as little as possible, which is why you kind of want to have everything nearby so you can just quickly grab it almost without looking. But when you have what you need and you are feeling pretty comfortable, then we take the focus back to the breath again. Start to breathe deeper, fuller, feeling it all the way into the body, into the belly. We can breathe like this at other times during the day, and you may have found that yoga breathing can help you with other things if you're getting anxious or angry or whatever. But we don't think about it much in general, right? So really take the time here, even if it's just a minute or two, to benefit from that focused, deep breathing. And even the exhalation, still letting us let go of any tension. Don't let it back into the body yet. Don't let the mind start filling up with anything that we don't need right now. Just let yourself rest and relax. Continue resting if you like. as you do have somewhere to go. When you bring yourself back up, move as slowly as you can. Little movements at first, coming back to regular breathing. And make sure that you don't, we don't want to use a lot of energy right now. Just slowly re-entering our regular world, right? So take some time, bring your hands to your heart if you like. Namaste. I'm going to come over to my class. You guys can unmute yourselves. I'm going to turn off the recording. Always have to